Hello! Before we get started with today's episode, I have a couple things to mention. The first of which is this poll, which will be linked in the description, about how long do you want the Plane Reviews episodes to be, because I know different people have different opinions, and I kind of want to fit what's best. Right now, I've only had a couple people vote on it, and right now the leading idea is 15 minutes, and 10 and 20 are right behind it, so, you know, about 15 minutes around there, a little more, a little less. But anyhow, if you don't want to hear the rest of what I have to say, just look at the bottom of the screen right now, because it'll say what time code to skip to. The other thing is, so I've been advised not to talk too much about it, so I'm not going to go into any details. I kind of don't want to anyhow, but essentially there was some legal shit that went down. Someone I know did something illegal and claimed that I did it. So for about a day and a half, I was a suspect, and that was very uncomfortable, as you might imagine, and I was being questioned by the police, and, you know, I'm innocent, but it still was very uncomfortable. Fortunately, the person in question had left behind plenty of evidence showing that they were guilty, or at least that made it look like they're guilty before, you know, so I'm pretty sure I'm fine at this point. There's plenty of evidence to show that I had nothing to do with it, or at least all evidence that exists shows I have nothing to do with it, with the exception of him saying that I did it. And, yeah. That's kind of a frustrating thing, but it's all pretty much resolved at this point, or going to be resolved. The other thing is, I'm just gonna open up a new tab here and go to my crafts page and just show you this. Okay, I'm gonna log out real fast so I can show you this. Okay, and yeah, it redirects you to the home page when you do that, and fortunately there's a link to the submit page. But down at the very bottom, you see this? New user. Go in here, make yourself an account. Obviously, mine already exists, so it's going to say that, but I'll just log in real quick. And then when you're logged in, it'll look like this. It'll say you and log out, and you will tell you your username, user ID, and whether you're an admin or not. And it'll also allow you to change password, change username, or delete yourself if you want. But the main reason is that I haven't done it yet, but I will be very soon, making it so that if you, like, okay, I already showed this before, like, if you go to a page, this one was already reviewed, and this is only showing up here because I'm an administrator, but in any case, you see how it says user ID 1? If you submit a craft, and you have a user ID, if you're logged in, it'll save that, and you can use that to edit it. I haven't added the edit for users yet, but I will add it, so you can edit the name, your name, well, actually, it'll just choose your name based on your username, so this part won't even matter anymore. Description, download link, etc., etc. You'll be allowed to change that stuff. You won't be able to change this stuff here that's like for my use, but you'll be able to change your stuff. And also down here, you might have noticed there's comments now powered by Discuss. You can post anonymously, or if you have a Discuss account, you can use that. So that's pretty cool. And let's see, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. Just I haven't done it quite yet, but I will soon. I will make it so that you can modify your thing, but you have to be logged into an account on my website. By the way, the accounts on my website, they are completely secure. Everything is using bcrypt to hash and salt passwords, so everything is like, even if someone hacks my website and gets the database, they're not going to get your password, and I don't keep any sensitive info about you anyhow. It's literally just a username and a password. Well, username, and I don't store your password, so there's no real danger there if you're concerned about that. I'm sorry if you don't like making accounts at websites, I understand that, but just for this, if you want to be able to edit things, for instance, if I know Zero Spiritron has been having some issues with invalid links, and I believe they didn't make an account, so they can't go back and edit it, although I'm talking with them to get it fixed right now. But basically that's the situation with that. Otherwise, I've already recorded the first bit of this, so I'm going to cut to that and then cut back to me recording from here, because yeah, things happened in a weird order today. Hello, I'm doing something a little bit different this time, since one of the planes in this review of round of mods reviews to do, there's one that requires Fairham Aerospace. I'm going to record that one, and then I'm going to record the rest of the episode later. But before we get started, I just wanted to accidentally alt-tab to the wrong thing, and then show you this, which is where things are going. And I wanted to let you know, Zero Spiritron, This is, no, that's one of the old ones that you, okay. But one of the new submissions you sent in, like all the new submissions that you sent in, they're direct download links on Kerbal X, which for some reason, these direct download links do not work on Kerbal X. I don't know why. So you need to link to the craft page, and I'm sorry for asking you to submit them again. You can email me or something, and I'll take care of it. I'm sorry about the problems, but just please, when you go to submit things, do not use the direct download link on Kerbal X, and always check your submissions before you go through. Also, if you didn't notice it, there are there's comments on the on each page now, so you can put comments on them. But in any case, it's time to get to the game and get going with that one plane we're going to take a quick look at right now. And that first plane is the Sideways Sally by Sight Through, which is this. Interesting. Yeah, it's designed to go fast. I imagine that's why it uses aerospace. Ferrum Aerospace looks awesome. Yeah, I'm liking it. I don't play with Ferrum Aerospace like ever, so this is going to be different. Why is there's no what? The lift indicator. Oh, the lift indicator is just embedded in there and won't show up properly. That's interesting and weird. Looks nice though. Got a lot of action groups on this one. I'm gonna have to like move a window out of the way so I can see better. That was the wrong button. What is this? Episode 53? Yeah, episode 53. Alright, so we got afterburners, we have flaps and air brakes, we have popping chaff and flare and turning on the jammers, weapons, jammers, engines and drogue chute and parachute. Oh, yeah, there's a drogue chute and parachute at the back there. Oops. Alright, let's get into the air. Do our aerodynamic forces. Ooh, pretty. What happens if I do this? Lots of drag. Alright. So, here goes. Like I said, I don't use Ferrum Aerospace myself very much, so this is different for me, and I'm sure it'll cause interesting things to happen at some point. Possibly, probably. Alright, let's see. That extends air brakes. If I do it again, will it continuously increase flaps? I can't really tell if it is or not. I don't think it is. And then this will retract and decrease. Alright. Then, of course, we can pop chaff and flares. So that just deploys a single flare and some chaff. Alright, pull up, pull up. Nice. And, oh wow, we kept a lot of speed pulling up. Yeah, that would be because of Ferrum Aerospace. And I forgot what 5 does. Oh, I'm switching weapons. Alright, well, I don't have a button to fire them, do I? No, I don't. But I can switch weapons that way. And hit 7 to turn off the jammers. And we have a drogue chute. Oh, there we go. There it is. Tiny little drogue chute. And then we have a parachute for actually slowing it down. Or maybe that's supposed to be for emergency use only. I'm not really sure. And number 9, release load. Oh, just drop everything at once. Although it was really more of a fire everything at once than a drop everything at once. And we're stalling a bit. Like, those parachutes are not allowing us to fly the way I'd want to. Those parachutes are actually making us go up. Let's pull some negative G's and flip the plane out slightly. Brilliant. Yeah. Alright. So, what are we doing? There's lights on landing gears, okay. It has 2 air brakes, yep. Alright. That's pretty much all there is to say about that. It's a pretty nice little fighter. I'm going to launch it properly. This time, not screwing things up as much as... I can words and English sometimes. Alright. Afterburners. Oops, let's get our view a little bit better. Alright, there we go. In the air. Let's do some crazy stunts around the KSC. Not the best turn radius, although that's more to do with Ferrum Aerospace than the actual craft design, I'm sure. Because Ferrum Aerospace makes things a bit more realistic, and KSP is not very realistic by default. Ooh, pretty. Do we have a light on? We have a light on or something. Yeah. That's interesting. Hello, ground. Hello, shadow. Doing a bit of a barrel roll. Went a bit lower than I wanted to there, but not by much. Yeah, we're going very, very fast. Alright, let's turn off the afterburners and cut throttle to 1/3 and see how well we do with that. Oh, we do not have quite the maneuverability. Alright, there we go. So now we can pull up some higher angles of attack and some tighter turns. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm as much learning Ferrum Aerospace right now as I am learning how to fly this plane. Alright. Oh, there we go. Oh, shit. I did not do that right. Ooh. Hey, we survived! Thank goodness for Kerbal Crash System. Makes even your stupidest crashes survivable. Well, not your stupidest, but... Yep. Hello, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Again. Yeah, it's been a while since I recorded that first part, actually, so I'm a bit lost. Not too lost, though. First, we're going to take a look at the Sideways Sally again, now that I don't have FAR installed, because the rest of these don't want FAR installed, and let's just see how it performs with stock aerodynamics. Because I imagine it'll be fairly similar, maybe slightly different performance, but I figured why not just fly it a little bit more with stock aero and see how it goes. So obviously it's going to be a lot slower with stock aero, because stock aero is more like flying through soup, and it's probably going to turn a bit tighter as a result of flying through soup. And I just noticed that the leading edge winglets here are active. Oh, they're active for all surfaces. In fact, it looks like everything is active for all surfaces. That's unusual. Is that actually helping us, though? Looks like they are, using KSP physics. I'm curious what they were acting like in FAR, because I, didn't look too closely at that while I was looking at it in FAR. But, yeah. So it performs slower, not quite as well, but still a decent flying machine. But next up is the LX9 Medusa. Medusa makes me think of like Protozoa. It's supposed to be a supersonic, highly agile fighter with a massive wing area good for loading a lot of weaponry onto it. It's by Gattenerd, and you'll have to do it by yourself because he doesn't want to bloat the already high part count. Warranty void if used to blow up ocean cities, named for jellyfish. Oh, there is a jellyfish with that name now that I think about it. And one is afterburners. Preferably use Kerbal joint reinforcement, or otherwise you'll get a lot of wobble. Inspired by the X-49 Night Raven from Ace Combat 3 Electrosphere. Oh, cool. I have played a little bit of that game, but not a lot of it. Alright, let's give it a launch. And for the record, since he says Kerbal joint enforcement recommended, I do not have that on here. And that's because I look at Kerbal X's required parts list, required mods, and I use that to go off of. So that makes things a bit easier. Ooh, that's pretty. Just watching all the vectoring go each different ways. Pretty fast. Ooh, turns pretty well as well. I like that. Look at all the control surfaces doing their weird little things. That's funny. Each one, there's like different groups set up, so each one's doing different things, but it's performing quite well. It's got a lot of thrust to it. I imagine it sucks through the fuel quite quickly, though. Like, if you look at the fuel use right now, we've already used a noticeable amount just kind of flying around. Roll performance isn't the best, but that's alright. Oops, I overrolled that. We're fine, though. Used a little bit of yaw to correct that. Not a lot. Not that the yaw performs very well. At least not... Huh. That's interesting. Let me roll it level before I try something else with the yaw. Alright. Yeah, see, the problem with yaw is that those front engines actually fight us when it comes to yawing. Yeah, there's actually a lot of counter forces going through this thing. It doesn't actually want to yaw all that well, unfortunately. It's also interesting. It's interesting how those aero effects actually really slow down the game for me. Like it's not that graphic. It's not a very graphically intense game. It's not like I have an issue with that. But for some reason, that's the thing that happens. And we got air brakes that are inside there, so we essentially wall off bits of it in there. That's kind of funny. It's a very strange design. Is there even a person? No, there isn't even a Kerbal on here. It's entirely automated. I mean, I suppose that's good considering what I'm about to do with it. Beautiful. Oh wow, we took out part of the R&D too. Nice. Alright. Yeah, we got a piece still just spinning around. I'm just enjoying the fact that it's just spinning around. I'm gonna use that as like an outro thing. And next up is an F4E Mark13 by Walt MS. And yes, I know I looked at an F4 very, very recently, but I just wanted to look at this one anyhow. And because I'm trying to make sure that I don't do reviews of the same kind of thing multiple times really quick after each other. Oh, that's cool. It's got a ton of RTGs in there. That's cool. See, this thing is cool. I like this. Look at this. This is very cool all around. I mean, there's a slight bit of clipping that makes me annoyed, but otherwise very cool. And that's why I wanted to take a look at it, even though I've looked at an F4 pretty recently. It's also got a bunch of the whatchamacallit, adjustable missile rails in there. That's pretty cool. I'm liking that. I'm liking it very much. Thank you. Yes. Good. Alright, here we go. I think, well actually it didn't say it had any I was going to say it didn't say it had any action groups, however one was afterburners, conveniently. And little wobbly. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and pull up. Nice. Beautiful. I like F4s. I think I've mentioned this before. And I'm going to crash it, unfortunately. Oh, that's not good. Yep. I'm half awake, okay? Don't blame me. Blame the lack of caffeine. Actually, yeah. I had way too much caffeine yesterday. I should have more today. That's not the best thing to decide to do. Oh, that's going to be close. Alright, beautiful. Very nice. Some cockpit flying. Not the best turn radius, but that's okay. It's a bit of an older design anyhow. Bit of an older jet. Oh, hey, look, R&D flag. Yep, because this is R&D. Alright. Let's do some low flybys. I mean, we already are doing a little bit. Yeah, it didn't have action group info, which is interesting considering all the stuff that it has on it. Okay, so you have afterburners on 1. 2 does flares and chaff. Very nice. Very nice flare and chaff pattern. And then 4, or no, that's 3 rather. Doesn't seem to do anything as far as I can tell. 4 doesn't either. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. And abort. Because why not? Although that could just be that the whatchamacallit, that those action groups relied on you putting weaponry on it, and obviously I don't have weaponry on it, so that would change things quite a bit. This plane is beautiful though. I do like F4s. I know I've already said this. Let's go on to the next craft right after I make you think I was going to crash it. Alright, so next up and last for today is an A10 Thunderbolt by Super Gideon 2.0. Super Gideon 2.0? No. And wow, it looks like we got quite a assortment of weaponry on here. Several Mavericks, some Sidewinders. Are those... Oh, we got flare and chaff on the wingtips. I think the actual A10 does that as well. We got a embedded little, whatchamacallit, Fleer ball. We got some Mark 82s, cluster bomb, and some sort of rocket pod. I don't know what those ones are called. And we've got the K10 cockpit, which is obviously an A10 cockpit. And we got the Gatling, nicely positioned. Your landing gear is centered though. Landing gear should be a little bit offset. The real thing, it's more like this. Yeah, to make room for the gun, because the gun's so big. But in any case, we got a pretty good design overall. It's interesting that you have some clipped-in control surfaces there. I wish those were hidden a little more. Oh, are those air brakes? Those might be air brakes. Alright, let's go ahead and give her a fly. Oh, oh really? It's based on my A10 from .25. Wow. That was a long time ago. Yeah, now that I'm looking closer at it, I'm like, oh yeah, this does look familiar. Yeah. Holy shit. Wow. It's been forever since I made this thing. Or, you know, made a version of this. Also, did I say Super Gideon? Because I just noticed it's actually Guidon. There's no E in there. And I just have to let you know, because I just realized this was like based on my design and stuff. I was one-upped by, whatchamacallit, I was one-upped by someone a while ago. Oh gosh, I don't know if their plane still works or loads. It was a long time ago, but I was one-upped by someone, and wow, this thing is, it's not getting off the ground. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, I think that was a problem mine had too, that it would take a little while to actually get up off the ground. But in any case, we have this. We have 1 to fire missiles, 2 for next weapon. So let's go ahead and select something. It didn't tell us what we selected. Apparently it was a Maverick. Alright. Mavericks away. Oh, 1 more. Now we've got AIM-9s, aka Sidewinders. And let's... Oh, there's no cockpit view for this? Oh, I thought there was. Well then. Alright, now we've got, what is this? We've got the cluster bomb. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. We've dispensed the cluster bomb above us. I'm gonna do something really stupid. Oh god, that nearly killed us. I turned on thrust reversers. Alright, you ready to see some cluster bombing go crazy? Beautiful. Yeah, this thing has thrust reversers on 5. I turned those on mid-air because that's totally safe. Oh, I can't fire it. Oh, you know what you did? You set up the action group for fire missiles, but you didn't set up the one for firing the guns. I mean, obviously I can click to fire, but I usually prefer to use the action group. But, yeah, that's just me. Ah, man, I wish this had a cockpit view because I'd love to do, like, some, you know, in cockpit, just doing some little going around and shooting at something. That'd be fun. Alright, in any case, yep, I thought so. Oh, cool, I actually took out some stuff with that. I mean, I was just firing kind of haphazardly, but I actually took some stuff out. That's cool. Yeah, rocket pods, obviously. Let's go ahead and just... Nope, rocketed the SPH, but it withstood it. Beautiful. Yay, audio glitch. Ah, thankfully that went away. That's great. All right, let's test the countermeasures. Beautiful. And what do we want to do? Oh, there is an AI pilot that we can toggle with 0. We have air brakes. Yep, I thought so. On the wings, on the engines rather. Excuse me. And we have a drogue chute on the back, which I don't know if I did that or he did that. In any case, I'm going to do something really stupid right now, which is to turn on the thrust reversers mid-air. I'm going to wait till we're pointed down, though, before I do that. This plane is reversing. Or at least is trying not to die quite so horribly. This actually is like an emergency landing kind of system right now. Oh, there we go. That's brilliant. It just pulled us backwards. Oh, that's so funny. I love that. We didn't even like really take damage from that. Oh, we did a little bit here. I can see this is all twisted up quite badly. Haha. Like not too bad overall, considering we just crashed into the ground fairly spectacularly. All right. Thanks for watching. As always, I'll see you in space. Remember, you can support me on Patreon because I need the monies. Fortunately, I'm not doing too bad right now, but yeah, it's always a thing to be concerned about.